Boa tarde, boa tarde. Íamos de TFT? Íamos, né? Era pra ter aparecido mais cedo, era. Mas tem missão, né, no Genshin. Dê uma olhada assim. Eu tenho muita missão pra fazer aqui, tá? Tanta coisa pra gente fazer. Termina em 14 dias, né? As aventuras fantásticas. Vai dar ele, o bonequinho ali que não muda nada, né? Mas vambora. É ali, ó. Em cima. Eu tenho muita missão pra fazer, velho. Vou ver que quando a gente terminar os Souls, eu faço esse rolê, velho. Ué. Ah, ela apareceu agora, eu ia falar. Cadê a mulher? Será que tem
That
áudio?
can't be right. Oh, but what if they're real after all? No, that can't be. Mm, but what if there's a chance?
Greetings, miss. Is there something that's bothering you?
Oh, no, it's nothing. I'm Della Roche, the representative of the Fontaine Fishing Association. How can I help you?
Recebemos seu pedido de comissão.
Oh, so you're adventurers. Oh, finally. Someone has heard my prayers.
Paimon could tell you were really bothered by something. Don't worry, you've got two super experienced adventurers right here. We'll take care of anything and everything for you as long as you pay us a little bit of mora.
Oh, you are exactly the helpers I need. See, the problem is that the fish around a fishing spot at Araneus have just all up and vanished recently. They disappeared too quickly for it to have been the work of human anglers. As the representative of the Fishing Association, I had planned to go and investigate the area right away.
Mas.
Right, but unfortunately, as the representative of the Fishing Association, there are a few other errands that I absolutely have to run. So,
So, you'd like us to investigate the spot for you?
exactly, you're right on the Mora. So I thought I could delegate this work to you. Are you two some kind of prophets, knowing exactly what I was going to say like that? Or maybe like the oracles you read about in fairy tales?
Nada disso, já te falamos que somos aventureiros.
Yeah, we're just really experienced in this kind of thing, that's all.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. I'll get a good night's sleep knowing the two of you are on the case.
But don't we just need to investigate the missing fish? It really doesn't sound too difficult.
No, you mustn't let your guard down. As the representative of the Fishing Association, I have good reason to believe that the fish have gone missing due to an encounter with the water imps.
Sereias?
Yes, you're both Outlanders, right? Our local fairy tales often speak of a terrifying underwater creature called Thelxie. The story our
Thelxie.
parents would tell us was always the same. If we went to the water alone, then we'd be snatched away and eaten by a water imp called Thelxie.
A child eating water imp? Did they tell you what it looked like?
My father would always describe it as a beautiful, multicolored snake woman, while my mother said it had a handsome face. It's really strange, though, because you'd also hear other people describe it as just a chubby penguin with a deceptive appearance. Even though the tales vary regarding its appearance, everyone agrees that it's really dangerous. It lives in an underwater cave surrounded by pallid bones and uses its sensitive nose to track down lonely children who've lost their way. And once it finds a child, it uses its alluring singing voice to lure them into the water before swallowing them whole. Pretty terrifying, isn't it?
Sounds kinda scary. But isn't that pretty normal for a fairy tale? After all, those kinds of stories are usually made up to help keep children away from danger.
But what if the fairy tale was inspired by a real-life tale? Just like how a water vein always has a source.
A boca dela não tá nem se mexendo, hein? Que feio. Você tem alguma prova concreta sobre isso?
Well, I wouldn't call it evidence per se, but I've heard some rumors lately. They say that someone recently saw a child walk into the water as if he was possessed by something. Doesn't that sound just like he was responding to the call of a water imp?
So you mean someone really got eaten by a water imp?
It's
Comido
all
por uma
hearsay,
sereia?
so it's hard to confirm. But still, they all say this happened on Irenaeus. That's no laughing matter if you ask me. Both the Opera House and the Fountain of Lucine were built there, and the sources of many water veins can be traced to the island as well. Combine that with the mysterious mist, the huge tree with expansive underground roots, and the rumor that the fish-apes on the island can understand human language. Is it really so shocking that an island so shrouded in mystery could harbor a terrifying water imp as well?
Why does Paimon feel like you're pulling our leg? You're just piling on the rumors now. Still, if someone's really been hurt, then we can't just ignore the situation, right, Traveler?
Iremos dar uma olhada.
Oh, marvelous. Then I'll just mark the stretch of water on your map. Don't forget that no matter what, safety always comes first.
Ok, ok. Conjectura da sereia. Total Ad.
Deixa o like e inscreva-se para ajudar o canal.
Opa, opa. Ah, não é tão longe não. Não é longe. Vamos ver qual é essa missão aí. Deixa eu ver uma coisa aqui. Não, ainda tá vocês. Não tenho interesse na Furina não, velho. Achei ela fraca. Mas, né? Eu já tô cheio de campeão aqui pra upar também. Agora não é uma boa hora pra pegar campeão não. Tenho 3 campeões pra upar. 3. Então não vou forçar muito não.
Is this the stretch of water Delaroche was talking about? It looks really peaceful. Huh?
Pegadas seguem até a água.
These look pretty fresh. Did the water imp get someone again? Let's look around and see if we can find anything else.
Vamos. Eles já foram, né?
Wait, did you hear something just now?
Barulhos borbulhantes. Pode ser ouvido vindo da água. Se ouvido vindo da água, o barulho fica cada vez mais alto. Até que algo emerge, fazendo barulho, um grande barulho na água. Olha quem é. Eu sei quem é.
Traveler?
Criminete.
I'm sorry. I forgot I was still wearing this.
Criminete remove seu capacete de mergulho. A gente vai liberar ele aí, né? A gente vai ganhar ele. Mais um que não vai ficar sem upar, né?
Paimon, are you okay?
Paimon nearly mistook you for a water imp. Thank goodness it was just you wearing your helmet.
Huh? A water imp?
Estamos investigando uma sereia chamada Thelxie.
Thelxie, you say?
Thelxie.
How surprising.
Huh? You know that name too? Or do you know someone else who's trying to investigate the water imp?
No, I think our situations are probably unrelated.
Então você poderia me dizer o que há com você?
Sure, if that's in order. I know the name because of one of my employers. She noticed the clockwork penguins I brought to the workshop and contacted me through the shop's owner. She has commissioned me to make a special toy. Following her request, I've named the toy Thelxie.
Huh? But isn't it a little creepy to name a toy after a water imp? Wait, hold on! Fremina, you never take commissions from other people!
Yeah, but, she made a special request, but out of respect for her privacy, I can't really talk about it. It's all right, though. She'll be coming over to check on my progress shortly, and I'll just tell her that you're two of my trustworthy companions. Hearing that, she might be willing to share some information, and you'll be able to continue with your investigation.
Huh. Even though you seem a little cold and reserved sometimes, you're still really considerate. Our target isn't necessarily the water imp, though. We're primarily here to investigate the disappearance of the fish.
The fish?
Finex balança levemente a cabeça e parece estar perdido em pensamentos. Depois que você conta para ele sobre a comissão da Associação de Pesca, de repente solta um rápido som de surpresa.
Ah, I think I may have connected the dots. These past few weeks, I've been taking Thelxie for underwater testing every day. The pressure testing makes a lot of noise. So, all that about the disappearing fish? Well, it was probably because of me.
So that's how it was? That actually makes a lot of sense. Wait, so could that mean the child we heard about who walked into the water was also...
Apenas o Finex se preparando para mais um dia de trabalho?
Yes, I think that's quite likely as well.
So in the end, it was just Fremine. Paimon spent all this time imagining what a water imp from the fairy tales might look like, and it all turns out to be just a hoax.
I'm sorry. It sounds like I've created a lot of trouble for everyone else as well. I'll try to finish this commission as soon as possible. Once I'm done, the fish should come back.
Não se preocupe com isso, foi apenas um mal-entendido. A gente adoraria ajudar. Tem algo que possamos fazer?
Thanks for offering, but I can't trouble you any more than I already have.
Hey, it's no trouble at all. Didn't you just call us your trustworthy companions? Companions are all about helping each other, you know?
But don't you need to report back to your commissioner?
Nope, that's not how it works. See, Paimon's got these commissioner types all figured out, even though we were just tasked with finding out why the fish had gone missing. If we tell them now that it was all just a misunderstanding, you can bet they'd just immediately hand us another commission to help them get the fish back.
A gente tem bastante experiência nesse tipo de coisa, pode apostar.
Exactly! So if we can help you finish up your work and get the fish back, that would save us an extra trip!
Is that what you'd like to do as well?
Acho que a Paimon tem razão.
Huh. Alright, I'll trust your judgment. Please follow me. I've made a makeshift camp over there.
A gente achei que a gente ia pra debaixo d'água. Cultura da sereia, vai ao acampamento.
I've stored Thelxie in the tent. He can
E o
respond
bichinho?
to some
A
simple
gente vai ganhar esse
verbal
bicho aí, ó.
commands. You can try calling his name and see if he'll come over.
Vai ganhar ele, hein?
Whoa, sounds pretty advanced. Let Paimon give it a try. Hey, Thelxie, are you there?
Olha aí, Paimon. Posso tocar nele? Tá feliz. E é outro que não dá pra entender o que tá falando.
So that's Fremine's version of Thelxie. It's also penguin-shaped, just like Pear.
Yep. Had Thelxie lived in Penguin Town, he'd probably have become great friends with Pear.
Onde fica a cidade dos pinguins? Pinguins, né?
It's not really anywhere famous or important. Don't worry about it.
Hey, Thelxie, nice to meet you. Do you know how to say hello?
Então, ele consegue falar? O Theo chama ele de Theo.
I wanted to install a language output module, but due to time constraints, I had to give up on the idea. As it stands, Thelxie can only output messages that were pre-written into its motherboard. I haven't given him the ability to convert those messages into discernible words, so he can't really talk to us just yet.
No need to get so technical. So basically, you want us to help you complete and install this language module, right?
No, there's no need. That wasn't one of my employer's requests. It was just something I wanted to try. I have 2 other things I'd like your help with. The first is to do some integration testing on Thelxie's motherboard, to make sure he will be able to function properly in most situations.
That doesn't sound too hard. And what's the other thing?
The other shouldn't take too long either. You'll need to find Thelxie some colorful shells and coral, so I can craft a weapon for him.
A weapon? Will Thelxie have to fight?
Thelxie will need to be able to charge forward with a weapon in hand, like that brave prince of legend. It's a part of my employer's request.
What an imaginative employer! Naming Thelxie after a water imp, but wanting him to look like a prince?
Well, regardless of his role or species, Thelxie's purpose is the same. Just like Pear, he has come to this world to serve as somebody's companion.
Whoa, Thelxie just said something again! Could he understand what we were just talking about?
He can react to certain key words, but unfortunately...
That's a pity. But anyway, the most important thing right now is for us to get to work. Maybe let's start by doing some testing on the motherboard. That sounds like something we can do here in the camp.
Sounds good. The motherboard is on my workbench, so please follow me.
Eu sigo, ó, já vai direto.
Here we go. I have this testing manual, so feel free to reference it if you get stuck. Want to give it a try? It's okay if you don't succeed immediately. I've got a lot of backup boards just in case.
Posso tentar?
Okay. Knowing you, I'm sure you'll be able to figure it out.
Agora que começa a bagunça. Não. Depurar a placa-mãe. Tá, calma aí, ó. Clique no botão direito para manter o círculo. Ah, eu tenho que fazer uma linha. Calma aí. Ah. Calma aí. Foi demais? Então... Ué. Ah, tá. Ok, desculpa. Eu vi o... Não vi que tinha entrada aqui, não, velho. Pô, tá muito fácil. Não tem o mais difícil, não, velho.
You're doing well. Just as I expected.
We've taken on a lot of similar tasks before, you know.
Then let's move on to the underwater part. It's just as I mentioned earlier. We're after colorful shells and coral. Oh, speaking of which, you're both already pretty used to Fontaine's
Essa é uma
underwater
especialista.
environment, right?
Mais ou
Okay,
menos.
that's good. Just let me know if you ever feel uncomfortable. I'll make sure to stay right by your side.
Agora começa... Não, ainda estamos no diálogo. Vai demorar um pouquinho pra começar. Pô, tá longe isso aqui? Caramba, vou ter que nadar mesmo, né? Isso aqui só pega com água, não tem personagem de água na equipe. Bora pra debaixo d'água, né? É bonito. Mergulha. Mergulha. Tô muito raso, né? Deixa pra quê? Aê. Trabalhar debaixo d'água. Ainda bem que eu não entrei ali, hein? Ainda bem.
there, we'll be able to find something that'll help us with our search. This is it. We call this thing an echoing conch. It can detect special reflection waves in the water.
Eu
Did
toquei
you
a
notice any
fonte.
interesting places? The echoing conch should
Eu
have
tô
detected
cancelando
some just
totalmente o que você tá
now.
falando pra mim, velho.
Let's go check them out.
Pra achar o resto das conchas. Ah. Permanente deitado. Tá. É só a escrita? Onde tá a outra? Ah, a concha diz onde tá a outra. Ah, se for assim é tranquilo.
Alright, these should be enough.
Retornando pro acampamento. Nossa, vamos ter que nadar mesmo, é? Dá pra dar TP? Diz que dá. Dá. Voltei. Cadê ele? Olha ela aqui. Fúria.
Fremine, you're back. I thought you might have been out diving.
I'm sorry, Madame Destray. I must have kept you waiting. I can report, though, that the construction of Thelxie is going quite smoothly.
There's no rush. I'm your employer, not your supervisor. And these two are...
Oh, they're two of my trustworthy companions. They're here to help me work on Thelxie.
Yes, I see. I suppose it's only natural for someone responsible like you to have some reliable friends.
It's really nice to meet you, Madame Destray. Are you Fremine's employer? Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler.
Greetings, my new friends. Just call me Zuria. You are both so adorable. The sight of you reminds me of little fairies under a cottage roof.
Oh, do you really think so?
Também me parece com uma fada.
Of course. If my child had friends like you, then perhaps he wouldn't have become so obsessed with the tales of water imps. And I wouldn't have had to trouble Fremine here with this commission.
Obsessed with the tales of water imps?
Ah, so you don't know anything about my request yet? I would have thought Fremine had explained it to you already.
Well, Fremine told us that it was a private matter, so he didn't want to just share it willy-nilly.
I see. So Monsieur Fremine is even more discreet than I had thought. As you are assisting him with the project, I believe it'll be beneficial for you to learn more about its vision and history. But it would be quite impolite of me to simply pile all of my troubles on you without your permission. So, would you like to listen to my story?
Sure, you can tell us anything. You've already said nice things about us, so we'll try our best to help you get through your troubles.
Ah, what a lovely little fairy. Then let me think of a way to put my situation into words. I'm sure you're already familiar with the tale of the water imps, right? Simply put, parents came up with a story, painting water imps as scary abductors in an effort to convince their children to stay away from the water. My child is rather special, however. While most other children are terrified of Thelxie, he's infatuated with him.
Infatuated? With a water imp? What a brave soul.
Yes, he told me that he thought the water imp might have just been misunderstood. In his mind, instead of singing to abduct children, the water imp actually sang out of a longing for companionship. As a result, he often goes near the water in secret.
Huh. So he wanted to become friends with the water imp so it wouldn't be lonely any longer? What a unique way of thinking.
Thank you, little Paimon. He indeed has always stood out from the crowd. He was actually diagnosed with loneliness syndrome when he was only 8 years old.
Síndrome da solidão.
It's a type of mental disorder. Those affected by it often feel extremely lonely, and lose interest in many mundane activities. The syndrome is probably what made him so determined to become friends with the water imp.
Oh no. Is it a very serious disorder?
If you were to become afflicted with the disorder, Paimon, you would only be able to say less than a fraction of the words you're saying to the traveler now.
No! Paimon won't accept that! We would have to find a doctor to help cure Paimon. Paimon has a 2,000-word quota for daily conversations with the traveler, and she won't settle for a single word less!
The family doctor has already begun to treat my son, but since the disorder is rare, there aren't many good regimens for treatment. He's also developed some new symptoms lately, such as uncontrollable delusions.
Huh? Uncontrollable what now?
Uncontrollable delusions. To put it simply, he can no longer differentiate between fantasy and reality, and spends all his time in his fantasy world.
Then what is he seeing in his fantasy world?
It's a dream that he often mentioned to me when he was younger. I've compiled what I could understand of his recent rambling. It goes a bit like this.
Era uma vez um esplêndido e magnífico reino submarino, chamado Reino das Sereias, na planície Falácia, 500 pés debaixo da superfície. Inúmeras sereias adoráveis viviam em casas feitas de conchas coloridas e corais, cuidando dos seus animais aquáticos durante o dia e cantando entre os campos de Maragal, né? Maralga, né? Maragal não, eu tô com Maragal na cabeça, é Maralga, tá? Dourada durante a noite. Todos viviam vidas livres e abençoadas, até o dia do desfile iridescente, o festival importante do qual o novo rei seria coroado. Antes do festival, todas as sereias colhiam a pérola mais preciosa que elas tinham, enrolavam-na com galhos e folhas douradas e ofereciam ao seu príncipe mais adorado. Durante o dia do desfile, o príncipe andaria por uma ponte, né, arco-íris, feita com todas as conchas oferecidas, e aceita a coroa de seu pai em meio aos aplausos dos súditos. Finalmente, o novo rei abençoaria a todos em seus bons desejos. Quanto ao nome do príncipe, não é ninguém menos que o Tel.
Amazing! Your son came up with all of this? He really crafted a lovely fairy tale world for Thelxie. It's like a beautiful dream.
But perhaps no beautiful dream can ever last long. You see, the story ended with a twist.
Dia do desfile. Chegou como esperado, mas diversos monstros também chegaram junto com o príncipe. Pressione. Os monstros eram malignos e cruéis e causavam medo aos corações de todas as sereias. As sereias especialistas em cantar não conseguiam se defender contra os monstros. Então o reino caiu. O rei foi morto e as sereias presas de trás de grades. A ponte arco-íris perdeu suas cores e despedaçou. O príncipe mal conseguia fugir com a ajuda de um indivíduo mascarado, misterioso, mas ele já havia perdido tudo. Só pôde passar uns dias cantando músicas tristes. E assim como o príncipe cantava músicas de solidão, apenas crianças que também eram solitárias conseguiam ouvir suas canções.
How could the story end like this? Is that kind of fantasizing what caused your son to develop his loneliness syndrome?
Well, it'd be more accurate to say that it was the syndrome that caused such terrible delusions to manifest. But in any case, the biggest problem is the patient eventually loses themselves to the fantasy world of their own creation.
Como assim?
My poor child can no longer differentiate between imagination and reality. He's begun to see himself as Thelxie.
Perhaps in his mind, the loneliness he felt became the same as that of a prince who lost everything he ever loved or stood for.
What? So that's what you meant by uncontrollable delusions. Then we have to help him snap out of it.
Alas, most of the time he acts as if he can no longer sense or interact with the real world at all. I've had several discussions with the doctor, and we think it is best to try to guide his fantasy.
Orientar seus delírios?
He once wanted to make a picture book of his imaginary world. But since the disorder progressed too quickly, he never quite got past the first page of the book. If we could use this book as a breakthrough for his condition. Here, you can take a look.
Opa, livro.
So Zuria's son also saw Thelxie as a penguin. Oh, he looks so sad.
What we should do now is help him complete this picture book. However, we'll lead the story to a different ending. One where the water imp prince is eventually able to restore his kingdom with the help of his friends. We'll need to chase away his loneliness and sorrow and let him perceive a world full of hope again. That's what I mean by guiding his fantasy.
But if we just need to finish the picture book, why does Fremine need to make a Thelxie as well?
Because we need to treat the book's story seriously, as if it's a history of things that have really happened. We'll need to go on a journey like Thelxie and help him regain his crown and country. But my child can no longer go on a journey of his own. This is why I commissioned Fremine here to craft a Thelxie, and then I'll paint the journey with this Thelxie into the picture book.
Ah, like a stand-in for your son! Paimon's starting to get it now. Oh, you really put a lot of thought into this, Zuria. Paimon still has one question, though. Where will we be able to find a water imp kingdom?
There are some ruins on the seabed of the Salacia Plains. I've already asked Fremine to research them for me. We'll be able to use one of the ruins as the kingdom.
Oh, so we'll just need to act out a performance of, a brave journey through the kingdom of water imps. As long as we chase away the monsters in the ruins, it'll count as chasing away the monsters in the water imp kingdom, right?
Sadly, no. We won't just be putting on a performance. It's just as Zuria said. We need to take this seriously. And the only way we can take this seriously is if we choose to believe everything that's happening is real.
So we'll be playing it straight? Or, making it a fully immersive experience? Oh, neither of those really sound right. Well, either way, we'll still be able to help, right?
Darei meu melhor, deixa isso com a gente.
It's all right. There's no need to get that serious. It's not a big deal. I believe in my son. We can just see this as him wanting to stay asleep for a bit longer, because he's so enamored with his dream.
Zuria.
Keep your spirits up, everyone. If we were to look troubled, my son is sure to become anxious as well. I should be heading back right about now to check on my son. We temporarily moved to a place on the hill over there, so my son will have a better spot to convalesce. It's not far from the water, and there's also a great view. Feel free to come find me if anything urgent comes up.
Understood. There's also one last thing. Since these two friends were able to help me out, I've made some more progress on Thelxie. I estimate that he should be ready sometime tomorrow.
That's great news. I must thank you all. With that in mind, how about we meet here in 2 days' time to head to the Kingdom of Water Imps?
Me parece ótimo.
All right, everyone. Let's meet again in another 2 days.
Zuria sure is a brave and optimistic lady. Fremine, do you think her plan will work out?
Let's discuss that over by the tent. There were a few things that I didn't bring up because the Madame was here.
Cadê? Ah, a gente tava do lado, porque você não foi direto. Oh, o capítulo 3 e 2 tá aqui, ó. A gente achou só
What is
um,
it,
dois a gente não achou
Fernand?
não.
What did you want to say?
O começo é sempre diálogo, não tem muito pra onde
If you don't
fugir.
mind me asking, I would like the two of you to mentally prepare yourselves.
Nos preparar mentalmente para o quê?
This is the first time that you've met anyone with the syndrome, right? I know you two are both really strong and will do everything you can to help the child. But with the syndrome being the way it is, if things don't quite turn out as we wish, I hope you'll be able to accept the outcome and not put too much blame on yourselves.
Fremine, why do you bring this up all of a sudden? Didn't we just promise Zuria that we'll be optimistic about everything working out?
It's not that I'm not optimistic. It's just...
Você escolhe muito bem esse transtorno?
Ah, so that's why you looked like you knew exactly what she was talking about. Wait, Fremine, don't tell Paimon that you also...
No. Please don't misunderstand. I've never had it. I've just seen many cases of it at the House of the Hearth, back when we lived under the previous director. They say there are many factors surrounding the development of this illness. I've heard everything from hereditary factors and one's state of mind, to environmental factors and even ley line disorder effects. Some even say it could be caused by contamination from god remains. And from the cases I've seen, there weren't many positive outcomes. In the worst cases, the patient could even pass away.
What? It could get that serious? And here Paimon thought they'd just stop talking as much.
Yeah, that's just the nature of it. So if you'll find it difficult to cope with the worst case scenario, I would prefer that you back out right now. I don't want you to help only to feel like you failed.
Não se preocupe, já vi todo tipo de coisa estranha e difícil na vida. Você tem um bom ponto, pensaria um pouco nisso.
Hey, now's not the time to be joking around. Don't worry, Fremine. No matter how hard it might get, we'll be able to handle it.
Really? Then in that case, let's see this real-life fantasy adventure together to the end.
Yeah! But Paimon has a question. If this illness can really be as bad as you've described, then do you really think Zuria's method will be able to help? After all, we'll just be using a toy as Thelxie and some ruins as the Kingdom of Water Imps. The whole adventure will only be turned into a picture book for her son to read.
Well, I think it should be able to do something. To harbor a fantasy means that the child wants to save himself somehow. The only reason he's allowed his dream kingdom to fall is because he's lost control of his heart. But if we can help him regain control and escape from the darkness, we'll be able to change his world. Like helping someone who's lost their voice be able to speak again.
Oh, Paimon sees what you're saying now. Huh. How do you understand all of this so well, Fremine?
Well, maybe because I've also had many of my own dreams in the past. I even had my own fairy tale world, much like that boy's. I was able to draw a lot of support from it, so I believe in the power of fantasy worlds.
Então a cidade dos pinguins que você comentou era...
So you remembered.
What Penguin Town? Why doesn't Paimon remember? Is that also a fairy tale world? Don't leave Paimon in the dark!
De repente, Finette puxa seu capacete de mergulho e coloca em sua cabeça.
Hey, why did you put that on?
It's just one of my personal quirks. Please pay it no mind. Anyway, Penguin Town is a peaceful place with lots of penguin residents. They're all really good at making clockwork toys. And Pear, is the town's triumphant hero, as well as the one who quietly protects the whole place.
Pear? But didn't you make Pear yourself?
Well, I often think that Pear only came to me because he realized how much I needed him. So it's not so much that I made Pear, as Pear chose me as his friend.
Fremine, are you sure you're not losing control of your fantasies as well?
No, I don't think so. I can still differentiate between fantasy and reality. I just believe that the fairy tale world of my dreams must also exist somewhere. It might just be hidden, which is why it's difficult to see. Or it will only reveal itself at very specific times.
Specific times? Like when you put on your diving helmet?
Yeah, that's the general idea of it.
Really? Paimon just said that because you put on your helmet.
Have you ever observed the surface world from underwater? It's as if you're viewing a whole different world from the outside. It's a very surreal feeling. Both alienating, but also as if you're being protected by something. I have a similar feeling when I put on my diving helmet. In those moments, it's possible to see some truly wondrous things, as if a fairy tale has become reality. It's almost like a sort of miracle.
Really? Like a miracle?
Agora eu também quero experimentar seu capacete.
Well, if that's in order.
Tô só brincando, isso é uma ordem.
Hey, don't you still need time to work on Thelxie's weapon? We don't want to keep you from finishing your commission.
Right. I still have to collect some tools I'll need to craft the weapon. I've got to finish everything before tomorrow. Thank you for reminding me, Paimon. I'm sure there'll be other opportunities for you to try my helmet. Thanks for all of your help. I'll be off for now. Let's meet up here again in 2 days.
Olha, agora que começa, hein? Todo negocinho, hein? Todo negocinho. Ah, o da placa-mãe é aqui mesmo. Já bora fazer, né? O segundo aqui, ó. Conexões de múltiplos circuitos enquanto estiver pendurado. Dois conjuntos, duas cores diferentes. Ok, vamos ver na prática. Pode haver até dois circuitos diferentes envolvidos na depuração. No fim de início, o circuito terá a mesma cor. Esse... Ué... Está quebrado, como eu conserto? Como é que conserta esse? Ah. Ah, tá. Muito inteligente, velho. Eu não consigo passar, né? Não tem jeito. Ah, é. Tranquilo, tranquilo, né? Tranquilo. Desafio de... Não, desafio de novo não. Achei que já é pra um novo, né? Ué, só tem dois? Pô, que triste, hein? Calma aí. Ué, o da... ainda... Eu não fiz esse ainda. Aí eu pulei, né? Ah, o jogo já tava ensinando. Eu pulei. Aí não soube como é que faz. Eu pulei um. Ah. Ó, tem mais aqui. Já bora fazer a terceira aqui também. Tá, o laranja tem que ir pro laranja. Não. Tira esse aqui. Esse aqui tem que vir pra cá. Hum. Esse aqui pegou. Ah, não pegou não, pô. Não pegou não, né? Calma aí. É fácil, velho. Não entendi a dificuldade desse aqui. Ó, depois do processo de debug funcionar por um tempo, você poderá usar o manual de debug para obter pistas sobre como configurar seu circuito. Tá, o laranja tem que chegar lá em cima. Não. O verde aqui, ó. Ó, não é difícil, não. Oh, não interliguei esses carinha aqui, ó. Não é difícil, né? Eu posso fazer diferente aqui, ó. Posso fazer assim. Legal, né? Legal, legal. Quando o sinal passar por um interruptor indutivo de uma cor específica, a direção da conexão da bifurcação vai mudar. Deixa eu ver como funciona isso aqui. Ah, tá fácil. Ainda tem mais ou acabou? Ainda tem mais. Tá. Ué, o que tem de errado aqui? Oh. Eu tenho que fazer o vermelho primeiro. Não, esse aqui não. Precisa disso tudo? Não precisa, né? Mas eu quero ver. Porque eu tenho que fazer o verde primeiro. Ai. Ah, não. Eu tenho que fazer o outro aí primeiro. Tá bom. Eu tenho que fazer esse carinha aqui enrolar. Eu tenho que fazer ele enrolar. Tem mais, ó. Achei que... Vamos até... Alguém tem que chegar primeiro, né? Calma, deixa eu ver uma coisa aí. Deixa eu ver uma coisa aqui. Tá, é isso mesmo, só que tem que tirar isso aqui e botar ele direto. Aí. Ainda tem mais? Tem mais. Tá. Deixa eu ver como vai funcionar isso aqui. Quebra pra ele passar. Mas o amiguinho aqui não foi. O amiguinho aqui tem que ir primeiro. Vou fazer um grandão assim só pra ver. Não! Ia dar bom. O nosso aqui não ligou no outro. Pronto. Não precisava fazer desse tamanho não. Podia ser menor, né? Eu botei próximo, tá a mesma coisa, né?
Serves no
Deixa eu
purpose
ver aqui.
whatsoever.
Ah, já terminamos, pô. Já tínhamos terminado.
Deixa o like e inscreva-se para ajudar o canal.
Aqui foi, né? E o próximo? Você pega ele daqui a pouco. Aqui é história, né? É história. Vamos fazer esse daqui. Depois a gente continua a história. É pra lá. Tô ganhando um bocado de coisa ali ainda. Espere 2 dias. Vou esperar depois de fazer as missões. Ah, o da concha. Dá licença. Pô, vou ter que bater, né? Tio, e aí só, tio? Peguei. Peguei mais um. Só que eu só peguei um até agora, né? Ainda falta um. Eu acho que nesse aqui não vai ter nada. Teve monstro. Tem um outro pra lá. E como é que eu passo desse aqui? Nas zonas selvagens de fantasma, você aciona a mente, poderá encontrar... Sério? Cadê o negócio que eu tenho que clicar? Ai, meu Deus. Isso aqui eu tenho que... Preguiça de ler, né? Basta ler. Nossa, agora é pra achar o que eu acabei de clicar. Tanto de coisa que eu não abro. Nossa, tem muita coisa aqui. Não é sobre isso, não. O que eu acabei de ver? Que preguiça de ler, basta ler, né? Aqui são os monstros de Fontaine. Tá, não tá aqui. Nunca mais ouvi falar da irmã, né, velho? Nunca mais. Porra, tem tanta coisa aqui, mas acho que não... Tô mais pra baixo. É isso aqui, ó. Tapete bacteriano. Pô, vou ter que achar um bicho, um polvo. Ué, mas aqui só tem um. Eu vou ter que pegar o nosso... Ali não é um polvo, ali é o polvo. Deixa eu ver aqui, deixa eu pegar você, polvo. Tá. Como eu vou limpar isso aqui? Preciso limpar isso aqui. Aê, toma do polvo. Aê. Basta ler, né? Basta ler. Completo o primeiro. O segundo aqui aonde? Bora pro segundo. Tem um polvo ali. Olha esse peixe. Esse aí não é o polvo, não. É outro peixe. Ó, muito mais fácil, hein? Muito mais fácil. Ok. Como se eu fosse lutar contra eles, né? Me deixe. Olha a música. Ah, eu preciso de outro negócio pra quebrar essas pedras azul, velho. Preciso de outro peixe. Esse aqui eu acho que não quebra, não. Ah, quebra. Dá licença. Vou apertar mais uma. Vamos pra terceira aqui. Até agora tá tranquilo, né? Terminar isso aqui, vai faltar os diálogos, né? Vou pegar você logo. Solta. Pra aquele ali. Toma. Toma. Tem que pegar de você, velho. Tô indo embora. E ali? Pô, tem um bicho me atacando. Pô, vocês são chatos, hein, velho. Tem muito bicho aqui agora que eu percebi que eu tô morrendo. Tem mais um. Pô, vocês querem atenção, né? Então eu vou dar atenção a vocês. Não querem atenção? Vou dar atenção. E aqui, como que eu faço com isso aqui, velho? Como eu faço pra quebrar isso aqui? Deve ter um jeito. Mais que não seja ali. E como é que quebra, eu não sei. Tá, jogo. Como é que quebra aquele negócio ali, velho? Vamos torcer pra que seja o caranguejo, vai. Como é que quebra esse negócio da água aqui, velho? Não é com caranguejo. Cadê o meu amiguinho ali? Eu tentei quebrar com ele, mas não deu muito certo, não. Só tem aquele ali que tá preso dentro de uma pedra. Será que eu acertar no time? Não sei, olho por olho. Atirei lá dentro. É outro jogo, é o Genshin que eu já jogo há muito tempo, né? Aí tô fazendo o evento dele aqui. E eu tenho que completar a segunda missão, né? Segunda história. Aí tô fazendo... Tem que terminar essa história aqui. Tá onde isso aqui? Espere 2 dias, tá. Esse jogo aqui eu já tô jogando uma cota já. Tem no canal, né? Na playlist de Genshin. Tem mais de 900 vídeos. Deixa eu ver se deu...
She's finally come to meet up with Zuri.
País do Príncipe. Acho que eu vou dar uma iniciada nessa missão aqui, velho.
Is your child feeling any better?
Thank you for your concern, Fremine. His condition is fairly stable. The family doctor said we might be able to take him out for a stroll today.
Zuria, Fremine, we're here!
Seems like everyone's arrived now.
Not quite. Aren't we missing someone? But Paimon has a guess where he might be. Hey, Thelxie!
O bicho tá com armadura e uma lança, velho.
Oh, Thelxie's got himself a sword and a shield now. He's looking sharp.
Bonitinho, velho.
Indeed. With his weapons in hand, Thelxie looks more formidable than ever. You've really outdone yourself, Fremine.
We helped too.
Yes, you really had a good eye for materials. Everything you found was high quality. Speaking of which, Zuria just told me that she wants to end the adventure with the coronation ceremony. So, could I also trouble you with finding some materials for the crown? You can just keep an eye out for them on our way to the ruins. I was planning to collect the materials myself, but then I realized you might be able to find some prettier ones than what I could get my hands on.
Considere feito.
Seems like everything's ready to go. Shall we head out?
Please wait a moment. I was just thinking. Since Thelxie has already shown us his brand new appearance, we may already be able to draw a new page in the picture book. What do you think?
Gosto.
Ooh, Paimon's excited now.
O que deveríamos desenhar nas páginas?
Why don't we use the story we know as a reference? Just make the atmosphere a bit less grim.
So we'll take out the sad parts and replace them with happier stuff? Sounds great to Paimon.
All right, I'll give it a try. I'm not very adept at drawing, but I've seen a lot of art during my work. Now, as far as the actual content of the drawing, please tell me what you'd like to see.
Let me think. We can draw the weapon. The prince has picked up the Sword of Courage and the Shield of Perseverance, which proves he has crossed the mire of doubt, and now is ready to wage war against the darkness.
Okay, I'll add the weapons. Anything else?
Paimon wants to give him some friends. Thelxie's got some friends by his side now, so he's no longer fighting alone.
Okay, I'll also draw some companions. Anything else?
Não se esqueça de adicionar cor.
Color. Ah, color, yes, that's really important. The road in front of him now will no longer be just grayscale, but bursting with color and hope. Who would have thought the page could have become so inspiring? How wonderful. Splendid ideas, everyone.
Great! Everyone looks super pumped up. Thelxie most of all.
Are you seeing this, my son? Are you feeling inspired by this as well?
Ele gostou.
I'm sure he is, Zarya. And this is still just the first page.
That's right! Paimon can't wait to see the picture book when it's all finished. We should finish it as soon as possible and keep up the belief and hope in our hearts.
Mm-hmm. I'm starting to look forward to it as well. So let's get the show on the road and head towards the Kingdom of Water Imps.
Yay! Thelxie's Fantastic Adventures begin now!
Será que agora a gente liberou? Depois de um tempo vocês chegam perto da margem do rio das sereias. Nossa, eu queria fazer a missão lá. Opa, deixa eu ver se liberou. Acho que não liberou não, né? Senão eu já tinha... Tem que completar. Vamos dar uma iniciada, né? Vamos dar uma iniciada para o vídeo não ficar, a live não ficar muito longa. Posso descer? Procure por materiais para fazer a coroa.
Look! Those are materials that we can use for the crown, right? Let's get some for Fremine.
Ele achou alguma coisa aí. Tem uma coisa aqui, ó. Ah, esse aqui é a 2, né? Que a gente já tem lá. Tem mais algum ali? Tem ali.
These should be enough. I knew you'd have a knack for finding the best materials. We should...
Whoa! Is that the entrance to the underwater ruins ahead?
Desbravando o reino das sereias. Ih, vai ser uma região nova, é? A beleza do reino das sereias está próxima. Guerreiros juntos. É um desafio. Ok. Os cachorros. Desbravando.
So these are the underwater ruins that Fremine found. They're pretty amazing, but still not exactly the kind that Paimon was
Ela tá toda
imagining.
empolgada aqui, ó. Esse é o reino das sereias. Paimon, não um monte de ruínas.
Oh, yeah, Paimon knows. It's just... Paimon thought we'd actually see a fairy tale world. Like with the water imps' colorful houses and the rainbow bridge.
I'm sorry. I was hoping to put up some decorations, but ran out of time to do it by myself.
Está tudo bem, é hora da fantasia.
Whoa, someone's already switched into fantasy mode.
Seems like the travelers already got the gist of things. You should do your best too, Paimon.
Don't underestimate Paimon. Paimon can flip the switch too. Now entering Paimon Fantasy Mode! Ahem. Young adventurers, 'tis Paimon, guardian goddess of this land. State your goals and intentions for visiting this nation.
We are the companions of Prince Thelxie, your Divine Highness. We have come to help him reclaim the glory that he has lost.
Oh, reclaiming your glory! Thy goddess here has golden glory, silver glory, and bronze glory. Which is it that the prince has lost?
Huh?
Você saiu do personagem, Paimon.
Not at all! This is the goddess's test! Ahem. From your responses, the goddess has concluded that you're all brave adventurers without the taint of greed in your hearts. As such, you are worthy of everyone's respect. So please accept the goddess's reward. The goddess will now bestow all 3 types of glory upon you. And as for this prince, the goddess will also bestow upon you the rainbow glory, so your future will always be filled with light.
My gratitude to your Divine Highness for such generous blessings. Power is now surging through every part of my body.
Me too. Is this the divine inspiration of legend?
Tudo graças ao poder da deusa Paimon.
Ahem. Now, adventurers, forge bravely ahead and defeat the monsters that have taken over the kingdom. You will be sure to find that which you seek.
Quem que vai lutar? Treta? Ó, use a canção da sereia do príncipe Tel, vou chamar de Tel, tá? Para derrotar os oponentes mais facilmente. Depois de usar habilidades, deve carregar antes de usar. Ok.
Please be
O que eu
careful.
faço aqui? Ah, pô, é 20 segundos. Não tem problema. Olha quem tá na nossa equipe também. Ele bota o capacete quando luta. Interessante, né? Ele bota o capacete. Muito interessante, velho.
Those accursed enemies are back again. Your Highness, please show them what you're made of.
Interessantíssimo, velho. Ele usar o capacete, tá ligado? Muito interessante. E tem limite de quantos monstros vai brotar aqui? Ou não? Pô, vai brotar todo tipo de monstro, pelo visto. Vai brotar todo tipo de monstro.
It's finally over. So have we defeated the evil monsters and reclaimed the kingdom of Water Imps?
Yes, it should now be time for us to attend Thelxie's coronation ceremony. The only thing is, I didn't expect this to go so smoothly. I thought it would have taken longer for us to reach the heart of the ruins. It was my mistake. I should have told Fremine earlier that we would also need a crown.
It's all because the Traveler and Goddess Paimon were too strong! We just eradicated all the monsters in one go!
It's okay, Zuria. We can come back again once I've made the crown.
Then I must thank all of you again for taking the time, and you too, Thelxie, my child.
Thelxie's turning out to be a real expert at fighting!
I don't think there's anything that will be able to stop him. He's like a true prince now.
Yes, I agree as well.
Let's head back to camp for now. I asked the traveler to search for some materials on the way because I want to make the crown as soon as possible.
We can add an update to Thelxie's Fantastic Adventures as well. Now that we've reclaimed the Kingdom of Water Imps, it's time for us to draw some new scenes in the picture book.
Lá vão eles desenhar.
Zuria and Fremine, why don't we draw the new pages first? Paimon really wants to update the picture book.
Você só quer ver alguém desenhando. Ver alguém desenhar a deusa da Paimon.
Hey, you didn't have to say it out loud.
No problem. I'm happy to oblige. Then in that case, the story today should go something like this. After overcoming many obstacles, Prince Thelxie and his brave companions finally arrived at the entrance to the Kingdom of Water Imps. At this time, the little fairy in the group, Paimon, revealed her true goddess form to her companions.
Woohoo! The goddess has arrived! She praised the companions for their purity, and to reward them, she bestowed upon them many blessings, and even prayed that the prince would be able to fulfill his goal.
Bathed under the goddess's glory, the prince and his companions charged into the bastion of evil, chased away the monsters, and rescued the pretty water imps from their imprisonment. The prince finally managed to reclaim his kingdom. But as for the crown...
Oh no, the crown isn't ready yet!
No. The crown was within the prince's reach, but the monsters took it with them as they fled. They haven't given up and are sure to return, but the prince is certain to reclaim the crown the next time they fight. The brilliant rainbow shall descend onto the kingdom once more.
Oh, and Paimon can almost see it all happening now! Whoa, the pages are beautiful! Zuria is really talented at drawing.
Thank you, everyone. We've also completed the second page of the picture book now. Thelxie's journey is one step closer to its end and the promised coronation. My child, you'll also be able to brighten up when that time comes, right?
I'm sure he will, Zuria. Who knows? Perhaps the doctor will already have some good news for you when you get back home today.
I sure hope so, Your Divine Highness. Oh, Fremine, about the time you'll need for the crown.
Please don't worry. One day should be more than enough.
Ah, then I must thank you for your hard work. All right, let's rendezvous here in another 2 days' time for our final adventure, okay?
Por mim, tá de boa.
And see you in 2 days, my lovely friends.
Daqui a 2 dias. Isso aqui só amanhã. À noite a gente vai jogar... Todos.
All right, it's
cantando.
about time we start heading off too. You've still got some work to do, right, Fremine?
Yeah, I'll need to go to the city shortly to get some parts for the base of the crown. I want to try out a few different
Dedicado ao
designs
trabalho duro.
and choose the one that looks the best.
Priminete.
Yeah, Paimon knew that you didn't often take commissions from others, but Paimon had no idea you'd be so dedicated once you're on the job.
Well, about that, it might be because...
Because what?
It's because... I hope...
What's the matter? And what's with that look on your face? You're turning red, and it looks like you're about to run away and put your helmet on again.
Am I turning red?
Paimon, não provoque.
All right. We won't bother you anymore for today, Fremine.
Será que a gente liberou outra missão
See
lá?
each other in 2 days' time.
Okay.
A gente deixava...
Thank you.
Ah, mas acho que não vou
See
fazer
you
ela
in
de
2
todo jeito, né?
days.
A gente deixa pra próxima. Tchau. Porque aí na próxima eu faço a missão, a história final. Faço a missão, né?
who's found themselves in a dark place would be able to see something beautiful and experience a miracle for themselves.
Espero que tudo que estava em um lugar sombrio. Ó, completamos o segundo, né? E liberou lá, não liberou? Liberou. É de luta, provavelmente, ó. Ah, daqui a 14 horas. Tá tranquilo, pô. A gente já fez esses dois hoje. As aventuras. E esse daqui a gente faz amanhã. Se tudo der certo. Tudo se der certo. Peguei? Não peguei, ué. Acho que é isso por hoje, hein? À noite, nos vemos à noite se tudo ocorrer bem. Nos vemos à noite, velho. Obrigado mesmo que acompanhou. Valeu mesmo de coração. Nos vemos à noite se tudo der certo. Se gostou, deixa o like, se inscreve no canal, vai ajudar muito. Nos vemos por aí. Até logo.
Good
Foi,
things
hein?
come to those who don't wait around. That's what they say.